actually going to review this guy. This is a Fondjoy David Corenswet Superman from the DCEU movie that released recently. Now, Fondjoy is a Chinese company, and I feel like not a lot of people are reviewing these figures. Probably more for this one, but there's a lot that they have in the DCEU line, so I kind of want to go through them all. I also have the Henry Cavill Black Suit 2.0 coming, which I'm really excited for because the head sculpt looks really good. I just wanted to do more of a long form review for people who are still on the fence, wondering if this is, worth the $40 or $50, and if he's worth getting over the McFarlane Superman that are on the market. So this action figure comes with everything pictured here. This is the deluxe edition. The regular edition does not have the two dogs, the two cryptos, and this like press thing, which is kind of made out of a matte plastic, which you can probably use to put on a lanyard of some sort. The regular version comes with the figure and all of these hands as well, just like the deluxe figure does. Like, I don't think it's worth it to get this just for the dogs, or maybe just for this crypto perhaps, because he's flying. But yeah, the other one is kind of a random addition in my opinion. They should have added another head sculpt like the one in the battle damage suit, just like he's about to use his eye lasers. I found that a bit weird, to be quite honest, but this is what comes with the deluxe edition. You get 3 full set of hands, saluting type of hands, fisted hands, and grabbing hands as well. Now right off the bat you can tell that, at least for me, these cryptos are kind of fugly. Not only do they have the same face, the only thing that changes is how they're posed. For a deluxe version, they could have just given us one dog. Maybe like you can rotate his head or something, and maybe have a wire cape as well, just like the figure. That to me would feel more deluxe than whatever the heck these two are supposed to be. They look they're about to drop a big log and they're like really backed up, Oh, actually the mouths move, and I just noticed because I was showing it on camera. So the mouths can open. Wow, there is 1 point of articulation on these guys. It looks a bit better though. This one is really cool with the mouth open. Good job. 1 point of articulation. Hell yeah. But yeah, I don't think the deluxe version is really worth it. If I had known before buying it, I probably would have gotten just the regular one, especially since it doesn't come with a second head sculpt, which is really stupid, but it is what it is. So this guy, stand notwithstanding, sits at 7.5 inches, or just a little under 7.5 inches. This is a 1-line scale, which is weird. It's not a 1/10 like McFarlane. It's not a 1/12 like Marvel Legends. But I will give some comparison for you guys. I only have Jada Toys and Marvel Legends though. I don't have any McFarlane figures, but I think you'll see the scale pretty easily with these ones. So here he is next to the Born Again Marvel Legends Daredevil. You can see this guy is like 6 inches, just a little above 6 inches. And here he is next to my Jada Toy Ken that I have undressed. And here he is next to Juggernaut. So you could use these two, to take some photos, have them fighting and stuff. It'll look really good in my opinion. So that's all well and dandy, but the most important part of an action figure is the articulation. So if you saw my short about it, I had a few gripes with it, but I want to go through everything that I think is really a weird design choice. There are 2 points of articulation specifically that are extremely weird, and for like a $30-$40 figure, I think it's kind of a step back from things that we get like Marvel Legends, Storm Arena, Jada Toys. These 2 points really limit the figure a lot in my opinion, and it can make you think twice if you want to get it, instead of a McFarlane. So first off, the ankle joints are very weird. Like, yeah, he has a toe hinge here, which is awesome. There's a cat here. However, you can't. This is the furthest that the ankle will pivot downwards and upwards. It just goes. So that was a weird design choice because this freaking thing is actually on a ball joint. So it's like a neck joint of a Marvel Legends. It can only move like this. And it's kind of very loose in there as well. Oh my gosh, get in your hole. Okay. I made his toes, girl. So this is very weird. The knee joints, you know, they're pretty good. Can't really touch his butt anyways. So they are limited in their own way. The legs have a drop down, but these legs will pop out pretty easily. They can go up. However, as you see, the material on here is malleable plastic. But because it is malleable plastic, it has its own form of resistance where, yeah, you can crunch him really far. However, it's not going to hold that pose. It's going to snap back because of that, yeah, right? So that is also a small problem. Maybe it could have been fixed if they had only a one piece of malleable plastic here to allow for more movement, but the rest would be rigid, right? I don't know. I'm not a toy maker, but that was my first thought. Next, the torso is really good. You know, he moves. Oh, well, I just popped it out, but I want to see what he looks like inside. Alright, so he pops back in pretty easily. But yeah, this is a little stiff. The diaphragm cut is stiff. However, you can see the colors are freaking beautiful in this guy, honestly. Now, the other point of articulation that is stupid does not have butterfly joints. It's only a hinge like this. And it's really crappy because a lot of people are saying their figures break when this comes off. However, it doesn't break, okay? It's not broken. It's just really hard to put back in. I would say apply heat and then put it back in, because here's a problem. You can see how short that is compared to how concave it is, right? So it's very hard to put back in this. You have to push really hard and twist it if you don't want to do it without heat. So as you see, I got it back in. It's not broken. A lot of people are making videos and they're like, oh my gosh, it's broken, I can't put it back in, but it is back in. It can be more secured with heat, however. It makes that job a little bit easier in my opinion. So these joints are freaking weird, as well as these. You can see the discoloration. It does not match his skin at all, and it is very noticeable when you pose him. You can see it. It's so ugly. And if you take it off, other people have had these break, and I'll show you why. These are two pieces that aren't glued together, or aren't, fastened together. So it's very easy if you pry it the wrong way, it'll snap. As I said, it's so noticeable, the joint. And if we zoom in on here, on the paint on the hands, where they probably took it out of the mold, you can see it. And on other hand pieces, as you can see here, the paint is chipping, bro. A very cheap paint, honestly. Now, my next gripe with this, which you're about to tell me, why did you even buy this? Well, because I didn't do enough research. But there's a wire cape, and it works fine. As you can see, it looks beautiful. However, the closer you look at it, the more you notice how cheaply it's made. You can see the seams, the stitching isn't really good. The wire doesn't go through the bottom at all. And it also doesn't go into his shoulder. It ends right here. You can feel it end right here. It doesn't go all the way into his shoulder, so you can't pose it up. It's just not gonna hold. It's gonna hold the shape, it's just gonna drop, right? Because it's too heavy. This one is inside, but as you can see, there's weird pieces here. It just looks really cheap. This side is fine, but look at the logo on the back as well. You can see how, the print itself is very blurry. It's not that great. So if you want to do something dramatic where it doesn't hold fully, and it's never going to hold on this side, so what you can do is curl it back and then have it do this, so it looks like it's windswept, right? And it does look cool, not gonna lie. He looks freaking awesome if you just pose him like that. And I am gonna say that his face sculpt is pretty fantastic. His eyes seems a little bit too far apart though, like in some angles. But with the right lighting, you can get some really cool shots with him. I just feel his eyes are way too far apart. Other than that, he really looks like him. They did a good job with it. I also like the colors on the suit, and it's textured. Like you can feel the texture on it, just like the suit in the movie. They did a great job with that. Like everything looks bright, like vibrant and colorful. And that's the really coolest thing about this figure is that he looks like a Superman straight from the comic. The colors are really, really nice. So posed up, he looks perfect. But it's when you start playing with him, the hands pop off, the legs pop off. You realize there's not a lot of motion in the ankles. The arms can't go fully back. You cannot cross his arms to save this man's freaking life. Which sucks, like, unless you want to make him look like that, but it's freaking weird. And it popped off again. Like, it's really easy to pop it off. This is such a weird design choice. I guess you could remove this thing and just make it longer. If you could, like, glue a piece of plastic in here, the same diameter, it could probably fix this figure, but I'm not that crafty. I can make dioramas, but I'm not gonna mess with plastic, bro. Whatever, I'm gonna put it back later because it's annoying. But that's what pisses me off about this figure. It's beautiful, but dude, having to do this all the time, it's very annoying. But honestly, I hope Fondjoy does things better in the future. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with the Henry Cavill Black Suit 2.0. And I also ordered a few model kits to build on video as well as a review. I am going to review more Fondjoy stuff in the future to give you guys a good idea of if you should get it or not. And I also have gotten today a few figures in, namely Chun-Li, so I am going to do a JoJo pose test with her, as well as the best Black Widow figure on the market. Let me know if you guys want me to do unboxing. I know there's like so many, so I'm thinking like maybe as a short it would work well, probably not a long form video because a lot of channels are already doing that, you know, better than me. So I don't know, let me know what you guys really want to see. I like doing the long form stuff, I like doing the shorts, you know, I like giving people actual good tests of articulation for these figures because all of the reviewers do the same freaking thing. It can go this far back, it can crunch this much. It's like there are more rigorous ways we can test these freaking pieces of plastic. So other than that, everyone, I hope you have yourself a wonderful day.